Hello everyone, this is Dr. Surya. Today we are going to see about the different types of fluid. So the first type is your ideal fluid. So the any fluid which is incompressible in nature, so it will be incompressible in nature and it has no viscosity. Incompressible and no viscosity is known as ideal fluid, and generally these type of fluids do not exist at all, so it is an imaginary fluid. So in this chart this will be my ideal fluid, that is any fluid which is incompressible and it does not have any viscosity is known as ideal fluid, and this fluid, ideal fluid, is only an imaginary fluid. Second type of fluid is real fluid. So real fluid is one which has some viscosity. It will have some little bit of viscosity. And what are the fluids that exist in actual practice is known as real fluids. And importantly, they are compressible in nature. You can compress these kind of fluids. And the best example for the real fluids will be my kerosene, petrol, castor oil. So these are some of the examples of a real fluid. Third type of fluid is Newtonian fluid. So already we have seen in the previous video, we have seen what is Newton's law of viscosity. So any real fluid which possesses Newton's law of viscosity is known as Newtonian fluid. That means a real fluid in which the shear stress will be directly proportional to the rate of shear strain. This velocity gradient is also known as shear strain. So which is Newtonian fluid is, it will obey the Newton's law of viscosity. Obeys Newton's law of viscosity is called as Newtonian fluid. So here this will be my Newtonian fluid. So which is directly proportional, right? So because it is directly proportional, so this will be my Newtonian fluid, and the viscosity will be depending upon the temperature and pressure of the fluid. So the best example will be water, emulsion, that is your emulsion paints. So these are the examples of my Newtonian fluid. So the next type of fluid is known as non-Newtonian fluid. Non-Newtonian fluid. It is very simple, like any fluid that do not obey Newton's law of viscosity. In Newtonian fluid, it will obey the Newton's law of viscosity. Here it will not obey the law of Newton's law of viscosity. That is called as non-Newtonian fluid. So the example will be my paste, flubber, gels and polymer solutions. So some of these are examples for the non-Newtonian fluids. So in the diagram, this will be my non-Newtonian fluid. And the last type is ideal plastic fluid. Ideal plastic fluid. So the fluid in which shear stress will be more than the yield value, and this shear stress will be proportional to the rate of shear strain. So that is called as the ideal plastic fluid. So completely they cannot be an ideal plastic fluid. So these kind of fluids will exhibit some pseudoplasticity. They will exhibit some pseudoplasticity. So these kind of fluids is called as ideal plastic fluid. So this is my ideal plastic fluid. Okay, they will exhibit some pseudoplasticity. So what is that? So the fluid whose viscosity or consistency will decrease instantaneously with an increase in shear rate. Suppose if a shear rate is getting shear rate is increasing, then automatically its viscosity will get decreased. So this is type of fluid is called as pseudoplastic fluid. The example will be the quicksand. Normally we will be using our tomato ketchup or whatever ketchup may be. So these are some of the examples of the pseudoplastic fluid. Okay, the problem given here is if the velocity distribution over the plate is given by u is equal to 2 by 3 u y minus y square, in which u will be the velocity in meter per second at a distance y meter above the plate, determine the shear stress at y is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0.15 meter. Take dynamic viscosity of fluid as 8.63 poises. So which means what? The distance has been varied. If you clearly notice that, what is the shear stress at a distance y is equal to 0 and at a distance y is equal to 0.5. This is what is asked in the problem, and they have given the dynamic viscosity. So the dynamic viscosity mu will be equal to 8.63 poise. So this is what is given. So if the value is given in poise, we have to convert it into Newton second per meter square. For that we have to divide it by 10. So which is 8.63 by 10 will be equal to 0.863 Newton second per meter square. So remember, if the value is given in poise, we have to convert it into Newton second per meter square, that is into SI unit we have to convert it. So for that the value should be divided by 10. Now we have to get the value of shear stress. So just think in mind that we have to get the value of shear stress, but the given value is in dynamic viscosity. So just remember the Newton's law of viscosity, that is shear stress is proportional to shear strain. In order to remove the proportionality, we'll be putting a constant, that is my dynamic viscosity. So which is tau is equal to mu into du by dy. So we are going to use this formula. So here the value of mu is given to me. I have to get the value of y, and I have to determine, only if I can determine the value of du by dy, then only I can get the by multiplying into mu I will be getting the value of shear stress. So for that my u value is given to me in the problem. So just differentiate it and get the value of du by dy. So which is u is equal to 2 by 3 y minus y square. Just differentiate it with respect to y to get the value of du by dy. How we are going to do the differentiation? Just remember that x power n is equal to nx power n minus 1. So this is the formula. So here I am having y power 1. So which is equal to, in terms of n, I am having the value of 1. So I will put 1 in x place. I am having y 1 minus 1. So which is equal to 1 y power 0. So anything power 0 is 1. So here du by dy will be 2 by 3. So anything power 0 is 1. So it is 1. Next is y square. So again I am using the formula x power n is equal to nx power n minus 1. So I am having y square. So which is 2 into y power 2 minus 1. So which is equal to 2y. So I am substituting 2y here. So my du by dy will be equal to 2 by 3 minus 2y. And here if you notice in the problem, you are having that at y is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0.15. So I have to get the value of y at different points. So this is du by dy at y is equal to 0. So substitute 0 in place of y, 2 power 0. So which is equal to 0.667. And similarly du by dy at y is equal to 0.15, that is 2 by 3 minus 2 into 0.15. So which is equal to 0.367. So I have got the value of du by dy and I know the value of mu. So now I'll just substituting it, that is shear stress at y is equal to 0, that is tau at y is equal to 0 will be equal to, formula will be tau is equal to mu into du by dy. So in place of mu I am substituting 0.863, and for du by dy I have calculated the value as 0.667, so which is equal to 0.5756 Newton per meter square, and tau at y is equal to 0.15 will be equal to 0.863 into the value is 0.367, so which is equal to 0.3167 Newton per meter square. So these are the answers. Next problem is that a plate of 0.025 mm distance from a fixed plate is moving at 60 cm per second, and it requires a force of 2 Newton per unit area to maintain the speed. Determine the fluid viscosity between the plates and also the power required to maintain the speed. So when a problem is given, first we will try to draw a diagram. So what is given here? A plate which is 0.025 mm distant from a fixed plate. It means what? There is a fixed plate. So we can imagine that this is going to be the fixed plate, and it is given that another plate is there which is 0.025 mm distant. So we are drawing another plate, and the distance will be, that is dy will be 0.025 mm. So earlier as such I have mentioned, when it is given in mm we have to convert it into meter. So which is 0.025 into 10 power minus 3 meter, and they have given that it is moving with a velocity of 60 centimeter per second. So that is velocity is going to be u is equal to 60 centimeter per second, so which is 0.6 meter per second. Okay, so here note one thing, that they have given only the velocity. So this plate is moving at a velocity of 60 centimeter per second. So that is what they have given. Okay, and the next thing is that it requires a force 2 Newton per unit area. So it means what? They have given force by area. Force by area is equal to 2 Newton per unit area, 2 Newton per meter square. This means they have given the shear stress value. So shear stress is equal to 2 Newton per meter square. Okay. What they have asked is, they have asked us to determine the fluid viscosity between the plate and also power required to maintain the speed. So we are going to subdivide this into two parts. One is we are going to get the viscosity. Okay, so viscosity is, we normally, if they have given us viscosity, we will take that as dynamic viscosity, which is mu. So we are going to determine the mu. What is the formula that connects mu and shear stress? We all know that tau is equal to mu into du by dy. So this is the formula which connects everything. Here tau value is given to me, dy value is also given, but du value is not given to me, only u value is given. So I have to get the du value. So what is du? Du is nothing but change of velocity. Change of velocity, which means for one plate the velocity is u, another plate it is fixed, that is there is no velocity in that plate, that is u minus 0. So du is equal to 0.6 minus 0, which is equal to 0.6 meter per second, and dy is given as 0.025 into 10 power minus 3 meter. So here we know the value of du, dy and tau. So easily we can substitute. So tau value is 2, mu value we don't know, we have to get the value of mu, 0.6, du value is 0.6, and here 0.025 into 10 power minus 3. I will be getting mu is equal to 8.33 into 10 power minus 5 Newton second per meter square. Okay, so supposing if I have to tell in terms of poise, then I have to multiply by 10. So mu is equal to 8.33 into 10 power minus 5 into 10. So which is mu is equal to 8.33 into 10 power minus 4 poise. So if viscosity is given in poise and I have to get it in terms of Newton second per meter square, I have to divide the value, but here the value is given in Newton second per meter square. To convert it into poise, I have to multiply by 10. So this is a one answer. So we have completed the first part. We are going to the second part, that is power required. Power required is nothing but force into displacement by time. So that is the power required formula. What is displacement? Displacement simply we can take it as distance by time. Distance by time is nothing but velocity. So force into velocity. So power required will be equal to force into velocity. So force value tau is equal to, it is given as 2 Newton per meter square. So from here we are getting the force value. So force shear stress is equal to force by area. So force will be equal to tau into area, which is 2 Newton per meter square into area will be meter square. That is, they have given in the problem as 2 Newton per unit area. So this will be 1. So this will get cancelled. So my force will be 2 Newton. So power is equal to 2 into velocity is given in the problem as 60 centimeter per second. While converting, I'll be writing in meter, so which is 0.6, and generally we'll be denoting our power as watt. So 1.2 watt. So this, we have completed the second part of the problem. Before going into the problem, I just want to clarify one thing. Why we are doing these kind of problems? So is it useful in real life? So this will be the question coming into your mind. I just want to answer it. Why we are measuring this viscosity, or why we are doing this calculating this dynamic viscosity? So the main purpose is that if we gather the viscosity data on the material, it will give an idea to the manufacturers how it is behaving in the real world. For example, if you are using toothpaste daily, so if the toothpaste does not have any correct viscosity, what will happen when you squeeze the toothpaste from the tube? It will not come out. Or some problem will be there, or it will be very difficult for you to come out. Another one real-time application is that we are using brake fluid in the car, something. So when you apply the brake or something like that, it will not operate properly if it had certain different viscosity other than the allowable viscosity. And even for many machines we are using lubricants. So each and every particle, if they are having a proper viscosity only, it will function properly. So only for that purpose we are calculating the viscosity for different material. So that is, viscosity is very important, and we have to calculate in the each and everything. So viscosity of the product should be controlled, and it should be measured in protection itself, so that each and every day when we are using day-to-day life, when we are using, it will not be having much difficulty in using that product. Okay, now we'll go back to our problem. So the next problem is that calculate the dynamic viscosity of an oil which is used for lubrication. So here again we are coming to the lubrication part, as I have mentioned earlier. So lubrication oil, this is something like a lubrication oil. So it is in between a square plate of size 0.8 meter into 0.8 meter, and it is located in an inclined plane with angle of inclination 30 degree, and a figure is given to you already. and the weight of the square plate is 300 Newton, and it is sliding down the inclined plane with a uniform velocity of 0.3 meter per second, and the thickness of oil film is 1.5 mm. So here they have asked us to calculate what is the dynamic viscosity of the lubricant oil. First we have to write the given data. So the first given data is square plate of size 0.8 meter by 0.8 meter, which is area is given. So area A is equal to 0.8 into 0.8, which is 0.64 meter square. Next, angle of inclination is given. So generally we denote any angle as theta, so which is equal to 30 degree. The next given data is weight of plate. So weight of plate I am denoting it as W, which is equal to 300 Newton. And the next data is velocity of plate. So velocity I am denoting it as U, which is 0.3 meter per second. Then if you notice, they have given the thickness of oil film. So thickness of oil film is nothing but T. Generally we denote it as dy, du by dy. You hope you remember. So that dy, it is 1.5 mm. So since because it is given in mm, we have to give in the terms of meter. So into 10 power minus 3 meter. So we are converting mm into meter, and we have to get the value of mu. Okay, so we know the formula tau is equal to mu into du by dy. So this is the formula, and using this formula we have to get the value of mu. Okay, now we know the value of dy here. Other values we don't know, so we have to get the values simultaneously. How we are getting is that du is nothing but, it is very easy. The last problem as per we have seen, change in velocity. So there is no other movement here, there is no change in velocity for the initially and finally. So u minus 0, so which is 0.3 minus 0, which is equal to 0.3 meter per second. So we know the value of du, we know the value of dy. Now we are going to calculate the value of tau. So what is tau? Tau is nothing but my shear stress. Shear stress is force by area. The formula for shear stress is force by area. Area value we have calculated already in the problem, since because they have given in the problem that area of the plate is 0.8 into 0.8, so we have calculated the value. So A is 0.64 meter square. Now we have to calculate the force. So if you take in the problem, generally what happens is that if any object is in inclined plane, so the weight will be acted in the downward direction. Okay, and it is inclined also. So component of weight W along the plane is equal to W sin theta. Why we are adding the sin theta is, you might have learnt in your engineering mechanics. So if a component is inclined, we have to subdivide into horizontal component and vertical component. Here the vertical component will be sin theta and horizontal component will be giving it as cos theta. So since here the weight will be acting in the downward direction, that is in a vertical direction, we are giving sin theta. So which is equal to weight of the component is already given, weight of the plate is given here. So which is 300 into sin 30 degree. So which is 150 Newton. So my tau will be equal to force by area. I have calculated my force. Force is 150 Newton. So 150 by 0.64. So which is equal to 234.38 Newton per meter square. So tau is equal to mu into du by dy. So tau is 234.38. Mu we have to determine. Du is 0.3. and dy is 1.5 into 10 power minus 3. So rearranging and I am calculating, I will be getting my mu value is 1.17 Newton second per meter square. And if I have to denote it in terms of poise, I have to multiply by 10, 1.17 into 10 poise, so which is mu is equal to 11.7 poise. The next problem is that if the velocity profile of a fluid over a plate is parabolic with the vertex 20 cm from the plate where the velocity is 120 cm per second, calculate the velocity gradients and shear stresses at a distance of 0, 10 and 20 cm from the plate if the viscosity of the fluid is 8.5 poise. So what they have given is that you are having a velocity profile of a fluid. So if profile is given, just draw like this. So velocity profile of a fluid over a plate is parabolic. So which means that it is given in it's a parabolic shape with the vertex 20 cm from the plate where the velocity is 120 cm per second. So I am taking this as u and this as y. So which is my velocity, this velocity is going to be 120 centimeter per second, that is my u is going to be 120 centimeter per second, and the distance from the vertex of the plate, this is going to be, this distance is going to be 20 centimeter. So this is what is given in the problem. So distance is equal to 20 centimeter, velocity u is equal to 120 centimeter per second, and the next thing important thing is that viscosity is given. So viscosity is given as mu is equal to 8.5 poise. So we have to convert it into meter, which is 8.5 by 10, that is 0.85 Newton second per meter square. Now what is asked in the problem? Calculate the velocity gradients and shear stresses at a distance of 0, 10 and 20 centimeter from the plate. So they are given one profile and we have to calculate the different shear stresses and also the different velocity gradient. So velocity gradient is du by dy. So we have to get the velocity gradient of du by dy at 0, 10 and 20 centimeter, and also the corresponding shear stresses. This also we have to get it. So how we can get it? For that, one simple hint they have given is the velocity profile of a plate is parabolic. So the velocity profile is given parabolic, and the equation for the parabola will be u is equal to a y square plus by plus c. Keep this equation as 1. Since because it is parabola, we are writing this equation where my a, b and c are going to be a constant. So a, b and c are constants. We have to get the value by applying various boundary conditions. So we are going to apply some boundary condition and we are going to get the value of a, b and c. So first one, I am keeping this as a at y is equal to 0. Go back to the diagram. So this is at y is equal to 0 at this point. At this point, what is my u value? U is also 0. At y is equal to 0, u is also 0. Next, at y is equal to 20 centimeter, which means here. So at 20 centimeter, what is my u point? It is 120 centimeter per second. U is equal to 120 centimeter per second. And third one, since because you are having three constants, you are in need of 3 equations. At y is equal to 20 centimeter, what will be my du by dy? So that is going to be 0 because you don't have any y term here. So it is 0. Now we are going to apply and we are going to determine it. What I am going to do is I am going to substitute this a in 1. That is a condition in equation number 1. So substituting a in 1. That is u is equal to a y square plus by plus c. This is my equation number 1. So first condition is y is equal to 0, that is at y is equal to 0, u is also 0. So 0, all the places it is going to be 0 except c, because instead of y I am putting 0. So a into 0 plus b into 0 plus c. So the value of c is going to be 0. Keep this as equation number 2. Next, substitute b in 1. So what is my b condition? At y is equal to 20 centimeter, u will be equal to 120 centimeter per second. So first equation is, instead of u I am substituting 120, a instead of y I am putting 20 square plus b, and instead of y I am putting 20. Already c is 0, so 0. So this is going to be 400 a plus 20 b is equal to 120. Keep this as third equation. Okay, now substitute c condition in 1. So my first equation is u is equal to a y square plus by plus c, and condition c will be at y is equal to 20 centimeter, du by dy is equal to 0. So which means what? I have to differentiate this equation number 1. So du by dy, so which is equal to 2ay plus b. So we are using the same formula, x bar n is equal to nx bar n minus 1. Sorry, it is some technical issue. X bar n is equal to nx bar n minus 1. We are using that and we are getting this. Now substitute the condition. Du by dy is equal to 0. 2 into a into, instead of y I am having 20 plus b. So 0 is equal to 40a plus b. This is equal to my fourth equation. Now you can solve 3 and 4. I will be getting b is equal to minus 40a. So keep this as equation 1, equation number 5. And substitute this equation number 5 in third equation. So I'll be getting 120 is equal to 400a plus, instead of b I am having minus 40a. So from here I'll be getting a is equal to minus 0.3 and b is equal to minus 40a, which is equal to minus 40 into minus 0.3. So b will be equal to 12. So this I'll keep it as 6, this I'll keep it as 7. So I can substitute 2, 6 and 7 in 1 to get the equation, because we have determined the value of a, b and c. So u is equal to minus 0.3 y square plus 12y. C value is equal to 0. This will be equation number 8. So I have got the value for u. So u is equal to minus 0.3 y square plus 12y. Now we are going to get the value of my velocity gradient. So what is velocity gradient? So velocity gradient is nothing but du by dy. Du by dy. So I have to differentiate it. So which is du by dy. So which is nothing but minus 0.3 into 2y plus 12. The same formula, x bar n is equal to nx bar n minus 1 for differentiation. So here I am having y power 2. So 2 into y power 2 minus 1 okay, which is 2 into 5. So this is how I have used. So du by dy is equal to minus 0.65 plus 12. So I have calculated the velocity gradient. So what they have asked in the problem is determine the velocity gradient at y is equal to 0, 10 and 20. So we are going to calculate one by one. So first A part, at y is equal to 0, what will be du by dy? Du by dy at y is equal to 0. You have to substitute in place of y, substitute 0. So I will be getting 12 meter per second. Next B, if y is equal to 10 centimeter, what is the value of du by dy? So du by dy at y is equal to 10 centimeter. So which is minus 0.6 into 10 plus 12. So here I am converting it into meter per second. So which is 6 meter per second. Next C part, y is equal to 20 centimeter, du by dy at y is equal to 20, which is minus 0.6 into 20 plus 12. So which is equal to 0 meter per second. So I have calculated all the velocity gradient. Now I have to calculate the value of shear stress at each and every point. So shear stress formula is tau is equal to mu into du by dy. Okay, so first thing, tau at y is equal to 0. So tau is equal to mu value we have known already, 0.85 into 12, because we have calculated 12 at 0. So we are using that value. So tau will be equal to 10.2 Newton per meter square. Next, tau at y is equal to 10. So which is equal to 0.85 into 6, which is equal to 5.1 Newton per meter square. Then tau at y is equal to 20, 0.85 into 0, which is 0 Newton per meter square. So with this I am ending up the problems on viscosity. Happy learning. Thank you.